Neil Grammar Dialogue Strategies, and today I want to talk about one of the most difficult yet most important communication skills, and that is thinking on your feet. Now, why is this such a difficult skill for most people? What I feel it comes down to is often the anxiety, unease, tension that people will often feel when they're forced to have to think about a complex topic in front of a room full of people when they haven't had time to prepare. And that feeling of anxiety starts to build on itself as it takes longer and longer to come up with the right answer. So it's a really hard thing because a lot of times people don't feel it's okay to just pause, take a breath, let their brain do what it can do, and come up with an answer. That requires a lot of composure. But what it also requires is a framework. And that's what I want to talk about today. What is a really good framework that will allow you, on top of taking a second or two and let your brain gather itself, to then answer a question in a really thoughtful, concise, and precise manner? And the framework I always like to think of is a diamond. We're all familiar with this shape, and it's a really good, simple framework to use to answer questions that really allow your audience to feel you are good at thinking on your feet. So how does the diamond work? Well, it's really simple. You get asked a question, and at the very top of the diamond is the answer to the question. Now, what do I mean by the answer to the question? I think what happens in a lot of instances is when people get asked questions, what do you think is going to be the most critical factor for retaining talent this year? A lot of times what happens is people give long, rambly answers because they haven't really gathered the content in their head to distill it down into succinct answers. So you'll usually get, well, there's a lot of different factors that are going to impact our ability to retain talent. As you know, millennials are a very demanding demographic, and their interests and their desires are very different than our generation. So this long, rambly preamble that doesn't actually answer the question. So when you think about the diamond, at the very top of the diamond, with a little bit of time and reflection, you need to answer the question. So example, what is going to be our biggest challenge of retaining our talent this year? And the answer could be, it's our ability to invest in our talent. Now, what's at the sides of the diamond? The sides of the diamond are two, at the most, things that will substantiate that answer. Why two? Because there might be 17 things going on in your head, but as we just discussed, pulling all those together in a very short order is very difficult. So two are usually pretty easy to do if you know the material and if you could take that second or two to gather your thoughts. So again, going back to our diamond, I think our biggest challenge is going to be investing in people. And the two key areas we have to invest is their soft skills development and their technical knowledge. And here's the bottom of the diamond, the conclusion. If we can do that consistently, we're going to start demonstrating to our young talent that they're important and we want to develop them, and that's how we're going to retain them. So the diamond is just a fabulous little mental framework that, with a little bit of time and reflection, and by that I mean 2 to 3 seconds, you can quickly assemble a very precise and succinct answer that will demonstrate to your audience that you're a knowledgeable subject matter expert and you've actually given this thing some thought. Here's the best part of it. It almost always encourages more follow-up questions. Well, how much should we be doing with soft skills versus technical? So on this can go. Every answer you give is very tight, it's very precise, and you're going to build a ton of credibility with your audience, and you're going to improve your confidence, because as you get better at this, as you get more comfortable with that structure, you're going to go into meetings with this sense of confidence. Like, you can ask me anything as long as it pertains to my area of expertise, and I will be able to answer it in a clear, concise manner. So if you think this is a good framework, and it is, then how do you get better at it? Well, like every other skill in life, we have to practice. And I always encourage people, practice in a non-business environment where the pressure isn't as intense. So when you're out socially with your friends and one of them says like, hey, what movie should we see this weekend? Your answer could be really succinct. I think we should see Spider-Man. I heard the effects are amazing and the plot for a superhero movie is supposed to be great, but we should probably go at the early show so we don't get caught up in line. So again, you might go, that's a bit goofy, but it's a really good way of getting that diamond instilled in your brain so you can call on it at any point in time. So if you really like the content, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave your comments in the section below. And if you want help in this and all the other key areas in communication skills, come to us, the DSiWay.ca. We'd love to work with you and look forward to seeing more videos. Thanks.